Pakistan, a terror attack on a prison complex in eastern Afghanistan ended after a 20-hour-long gun battle, leaving 29 people dead, while officials scrambled to recapture hundreds of prisoners, including many from the Islamic State and the Taliban. An audio statement released by the Islamic State outfit, which stands for the Khorasan chapter of the ISIS group, provided details of that deadly attack. As per the statement, there were a total of 11 attackers, including 4 Tajiks, 3 Indians, 3 Afghans and 1 Pakistani, responsible for carrying out that attack. The audio file also provides details of the types and quantity of weapons and ammunition. The attack started on Sunday night when a brief ceasefire between the Afghan government and the Taliban was still in place. Its timing underscored the complexity of a conflict that is growing deadlier by the day, even as the peace talks face several hurdles. As per the claims made in that audio file, the 11 attackers were divided into 4 groups, while the first group fired on the prison with PK machine guns. The second group detonated an explosive-laden vehicle at the front gate of the prison. Meanwhile, 5 attackers entered the prison after the IED explosion and released 280 ISKP prisoners. The fourth group comprised of 2 attackers who fired mortars on the Jalalabad airport from a separate location. While the Taliban and ISIS have fought bloody turf wars in eastern Afghanistan earlier, Afghan officials have long claimed that elements of the 2 groups have overlapped, at times even sharing networks and resources for urban attacks. The murky identity of the ISIS branch in the country has made it a threat to the peace process. Joining us for more on that is our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik, live from Karachi. Anas, you have been tracking those developments very closely. What more, apart from the details that have surfaced so far, do we know at this point?
Well, the attack that started on the 2nd of August, that lasted for about 16 hours. This attack took place with a division that initially the Jalalabad air base was struck with about 10 rockets. ISIS had claimed the attack, and then we saw the suicide bomber detonating himself, and then about 11 attackers going inside the premises of Nangarhar prison and trying to take a hold of that. That lasted about 16 hours of a gun battle. That resulted in about 29 to 30 civilians being left dead. Now, IS has put out an audio. Their spokesperson has put out an audio. They've said that 11 attackers had attacked them. They put out the pictures as well. They've given details, intricate details of the attack. They've also maintained that during the whole of this operation, about 4 Tajiks were involved, 3 Afghan nationals, 3 Indian nationals, and 1 Pakistani was involved. The 11 who had carried out this attack, including the point that the person who had carried out this attack, his identity has been revealed as well. Now, the Afghan government has maintained that Shahab al-Muhajir, the new head of ISKP, was a member of the Haqqani network. In fact, he's working in cahoots with the Afghan Taliban. The Taliban has rebutted this statement, and they've said that they do not have any member or any person named Shahab al-Muhajir from their ranks. Now, we've seen previously as well that Taliban fighters have been defuncted and going to the ISKP faction, primarily with Taliban going to more and more closer towards inching towards a deal or a negotiated settlement towards Afghanistan.
Right.
So we've seen that the fighters being drifted away from the Afghan Taliban's ideology and going and picking up arms with the ISKP. Now, about 200 plus prisoners are currently unaccounted for. Ataullah Khogyani, the spokesperson for the governor of Nangarhar, has maintained that about 1,000 prisoners tried to escape and had been recaptured. It is pertinent to mention about 1,800 prisoners in this prison in Nangarhar were from IS, whereas this prison houses both the IS fighters and ISKP fighters and Taliban fighters. Additionally, the ISKP leader Shahab al-Muhajir, in his first address, had vowed that they would be, quote-unquote, trying to make efforts to release of their fighters, and we have seen this attack as a continuation to that claim. Yes, Molly.
All right, thanks very much for the moment, Anas. We'll, of course, keep coming back to you as and when further updates trickle in.